Hey everybody, welcome to episode 14. It's a new week, so let me start with a recap. Last week, we kind of finished with doing a bunch of sketches, trying to figure out what charts might work to bring the narrative to life and help shape the narrative by doing the sketches. And as you can see in this Google Doc here, these are so we went through this, and these were kind of my takeaways / next directions. There's still a couple choices, but I think it's pretty clear what each section is going to try to do. So yeah, I figured today switch gears and get into actually the front end scaffolding. We're definitely going to have to go back and do a little more data processing in terms of like cleaning it so it's really web ready. But that will be pretty minor, and I don't want to do that before I actually put all the data in and start making the charts. So yeah, we'll start there. So I actually just created this repo, which is empty. So you'll see everything from scratch here. So we're going to use our starter template, which is what it sounds like. It's a template for our projects. It's a build system that uses Gulp as the task runner and has a bunch of features. You can see all of these features here. And it's really easy to get started. So let's do that. Let's see, actually, I need to make a new a new directory. So let me jump to where my projects are. Okay, let's make a new one. We're going to call this Wiki Death and cd into it and just paste the setup command, which is going to download all the files and then run npm install to install the dependencies. And hopefully my latest version, I'm pretty much constantly updating the starter template. See 322 commits, just making sure everything is, up to date and, making little tweaks here and there. So this will take probably a minute because I'm video chatting, which is hogging the bandwidth, but usually it's about, 20 to 30 seconds, which isn't too horrible to do once at the start. So I guess while it's going, what can I do? Let's go ahead and init a new Git repository here. And then let's let's go to the actual repo. I forgot the name. There it is, Wiki Death. This has all the instructions. Let's just go ahead and add the origin. And this is finished up. So we can just say git status. We see everything uncommitted. We'll just add everything and do a quick commit and git push origin master. And there we go. Our first commit, we've got our project up here. We've got a README with all the instructions of where everything goes and what to do. This can apply to everyone. There's not too much putting specific stuff in here. Go ahead and open this up. And let's see. So, I mean, you'll get the lay of the land just by following along, but everything is pretty much in source. HTML, CSS, JavaScript assets. I'm using handlebars. So the first thing let's do is actually run it so you can see what it looks like empty. So there you go. We've got some like dummy text here. You got our logo, our footer with recirc. So first thing I always do is comment out the footer because that doesn't need to load every time. And then same with our analytics. There's no point in running analytics. That's just going to slow down loading for everything. And our little tip to make something awesome. So yeah, we're good here. Our project's up and running. The first thing I always like to do, you could put an H1 tag in here. That's cool. You can put text in here. See, it should show up somewhere. Where is it? Text. Oh, it's hidden behind there because for some reason intro is. I put it ahead of the intro, that's why. Well, look, it's working. There we go. There's our text. However, I don't like to do any sort of copy in the HTML because that's not really a great place to do copy editing. And so I have a thing using Archie ML that lets us hook up a Google Doc. So it's basically like a poor man's CMS. Pretty much done this for the last couple of years on all sorts of projects. So yeah, let's see. The first thing I do is go to, I have a bunch of folders in here. Hopefully I don't reveal anything bad. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is create a new Google Doc. And I'm going to call this Wiki. Or how do I usually know? We'll just call it copy. All right. So in order to get this working, it's pretty straightforward. You can just grab the document ID here. So if we actually take a look at the full URL, I usually just grab it from the address bar, but it's just this thing right here. This is the document ID, which you can see is up here. Then we have a file called config. And the only thing I have set up right now is this Google thing. So we just drop that in there. And then to make this so it's actually public, because everything is private by default, we just go into advanced settings, and instead of anyone with a link, we just say, or a polygraph, we say anyone that has this link period has access to view it. That way it's not gonna like return error messages when we try to curl down the copy. Yeah, and then if you're not familiar with ArchML, it's pretty sweet. It basically lets you convert markup, some key value pairs and whatnot to JSON. So it's pretty awesome. So there's just like minimal amounts of like this code logic that you can put in, and it turns into structured data, which is perfect for what we do. So this is what it looks like. Head, I'm going to temporarily call this, what have I been calling it? The half-life of death. And just to show you how that works. One second. Okay, so in the repo itself, we just have a command, gulp pitch Google. And it usually only takes a second. There it goes, it finished. And it's pretty awesome. It creates this. It creates a new file called copy.json, and there you see, it's pretty straightforward, JSON file. And we can use that in our handlebars. So I actually already have a partial called intro. Right now it's coming from this meta file, but I actually wanted to come from this copy file that I just created. Yeah, for now. If we save, you'll see, boom. So now we are using Google as our CMS. So this is great because I can let other people edit it and stuff like that. I think I had a deck in here too. Let's pull that in. It's probably pretty bad. That all gets rewritten. Oh, I have an intro. ahead and I will call this intro prelude. I know it's one paragraph. We can just do it like this. You'll eventually see what happens if we have. Actually, I'll just do multiple paragraphs because we can do free-form text. So it'll actually know if you have multiple paragraphs. And then we actually just convert it to an each that loops over all those things. This will actually now be a div. Anyways, Archie is super powerful. I love Google Docs because we can collaboratively edit. It will bring in it won't just put straight quotes. It will do curly quotes. It's really, really awesome. Let's see. I think it's just, if I remember correctly, value. It happens. Failed. Error. Div p each copied up. All right. So you'll see nothing's changed because that we haven't re-updated our copy doc. So now if we pull it down again, there it is. So now we've got 2 p tags. So yeah, definitely check out Archie if you haven't before. All right, so now we're rocking. I also just like to fill out some of our other information first. So where was that? Meta.json. And this probably I won't end up using this because I'm using it from the Google Doc. Same with, no, I'll leave that stuff in there for now. Also Goldenberg. I should change the default on this. We now have author pages. And obviously we have a live reload going. Cool. Another thing I'm going to want to do is I've got an intro.style. Some defaults here. Prelude is not a thing. Create that. And I'm going to do some skinny text. So this is what I usually go with. I don't want to have a whole variable file. Column width. I don't think that's used anywhere else. Yeah, like that. It's like 480. Yeah, that's cool. Also delete that another graph now because right now I don't. All right, so we got a story going. What else? What's next step? This is done, right? All right, so that's pretty much it for scaffolding. So it's nice that we have a template because we can really get going a lot quicker. What was that, like 10 minutes? Okay, let us go back to the brainstorm. What am I looking for? Oh yeah, this is also, here's the deck I was going with. Okay, brainstorm. So I have a bunch of ideas. Animating in the bins. Yep, so basically the first section is going to be a big storytelling thing where we start with a single person or a couple people. I still haven't decided between this and this. which like this is kind of cool because if we went with a smaller person, a lesser known person, it would still look insane. But then if we then showed prints, it would look like doubly insane. But that might just be like too much. And then actually I did a little research here. I was looking at a few different people to get a sense. So this is the page view tool from Wikipedia. And I was just trying to like pick some random people to see how their page views looked over time. And I thought Beyonce was actually gonna be like tops, like kind of running average, but you'll see Trump and Cardi B are more popular than Beyonce. So anyways, I'm going to use some famous people or multiple famous people to put this into perspective. I kind of want to go with Cardi B or Beyonce because they both have spikes. I'm pretty sure those were both album releases, which would be also interesting. And this is note the log scale, which is making these look a lot closer. But like those spikes just get totally dwarfed by this is Anthony Bourdain. So that really just is kind of crazy that how like that really puts in perspective for me. So anyways, using something like that. And then so doing a bunch of scrolly telling and then fading in the rest of the people. And then we had all these other bonus things. We'll see if I get to it. So yeah, a lot of things to do. I think actually